What are the questions you should be asking before you sell, but might be too afraid to? Every seller has questions they're a little hesitant to ask, and I get it. But skipping them? That's how deals fall apart or you leave money on the table. Because missing even one of them could cost you thousands. I've worked with dozens of sellers in this exact market, and these 5 questions come up over and over again, even if they've never been said out loud. Today, I'm going to walk you through each one so you can avoid the stress, the surprises, and the expensive mistakes that could catch too many people off guard. And let's start with the question every seller should ask first, and for good reason, because it affects everything that comes next. Is now a good time to sell? This is the number one question sellers are asking, and it's a fair one. The truth is, we're not at the market peak anymore. Inventory's up, buyers have more choice, and pricing has become a strategy, not a guessing game. But timing isn't just about the market. It's about your goals, your next move, and how prepared you are to compete. If you have a plan, you can still sell successfully. But if you wing it, that's when things go sideways. And if you're buying again in the same market, any disadvantages you face as a seller can become an advantage when you buy your next home. So let's say you do get a great offer. Now what? What happens after I accept an offer? A lot of people think accepting the offer is the finish line, but it's really just halftime. After that, the buyer still has work to do. This can include inspections, getting legal advice, reviewing the title, and working through any other conditions in the contract, like going over strata documents or securing their final mortgage approval. And here's something most sellers don't realize. It's not just the buyer who needs to be approved. The lender also has to approve the property and make sure it's worth the price, which usually involves a property appraisal. Then there are the deposit deadlines, legal paperwork to take care of, and any one of those steps can delay or even derail the deal if you're not prepared. Until all of those conditions are met and the deal goes firm, your home isn't actually sold. That's why knowing the process ahead of time is so important. It helps you avoid last minute surprises and gives you the confidence to move forward. At this stage, you'll most likely want to continue with showings, and your agent will continue with your marketing strategy. Because you may even get a backup offer because your home isn't sold until the deal firms up. And once you understand the process, the next question is what most people ask. What is it actually going to cost me? So let's break that down. What are the real costs of selling? Sellers often focus on commission, but that's just one piece of the puzzle. There are legal fees, possible repairs before or after the inspection, staging, and getting your home ready to be listed. Sometimes there's taxes too, like capital gains, depending on your situation. You'll also want to factor in the cost of moving, which can be significant, especially if you're relocating out of province or across the country. You don't want to be caught off guard 2 weeks before closing. A clear breakdown before you list will help you understand what you're really walking away with. And once you've got a handle on the numbers, the next question is a big one. How do I get my home to stand out in this market? With more listings hitting the market, buyers are being picky, and your home is competing for their attention. The good news though, you don't need to fully renovate. But how you price, stage, photograph, and present your home online makes a massive difference. Buyers decide in seconds whether to book a showing or keep scrolling. You need a plan that actually gets buyers' attention, from pricing to photos to where and how it's listed, to sell in this market. Your pricing, marketing, and online presence get buyers in the door, but the features and conditions of the home, that's what gets them to want to stay and write an offer. Should I renovate before selling or just list it as is? This is the big question around ROI, your return on investment. In simple terms, will the money you spend actually get you more back when you sell? Some updates are totally worth it, while others just eat up time and money. I always walk sellers through a simple rule. If it's cosmetic and high impact, like painting, freshening up landscaping, or decluttering, it's usually worth doing. But if it's a major renovation, like gutting the kitchen, redoing the bathroom, or installing hardwood floors, it really depends on your timeline, your budget, and what buyers in your area actually value. Because the last thing you want is to spend $50,000 only to get $5,000 back. It's all about making smart choices that actually pay off. So these are the 5 questions every seller should be thinking about, whether they're asking them out loud or not. Getting ahead of these decisions now will make your sales smoother, more strategic, and a lot less stressful. And while these are some of the most common questions I hear, they're not the only ones. Every situation is different. If you've got a question I didn't cover here, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're thinking about. If you found this video useful, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. And if you'd like to know what's going on right now in the Kelowna real estate market, check out this playlist right here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.